guys, welcome to another interesting segment on Home Truth Nigeria. So, just like I promised in the last video, I said we're going to talk about what do Nigerian men think about dating and marrying Caucasian ladies, or what we call Oyibo. For those of you who don't know what Oyibo basically uh, means a word the Nigerian people use to describe Caucasian or white people. So if you ever come to Nigeria as a white female and you hear Oyibo, it's just basically means you've been described as a white person. So now, for years, Nigerian men have been dating and marrying ladies from different part of the world, and that includes white women. Some would meet online, some would meet in person, they would find love and they will settle down. However, there are white or Caucasian women in Europe or North America or some part of the world who are beginning to come to the senses that it seems Nigerian men are only interested in using them. A lot of them have heard cases, they've seen, some know people who have experienced, and some have experienced bad experiences with Nigerian men. And this has led to huge skepticism in terms of dating or marrying Nigerian men. I've seen women who like, look, I really like Nigerian men, but I don't want to get my heart broken because I've seen what they've done to people. So this brings us to the question: what do Nigerian men really think about marrying or dating Caucasian or white women? To start with, the white woman is exposed to four or five different kinds of Nigerian men. For the context of this video, I'll be looking at five, but I'll be looking at four. I beg your pardon, but I would mention four. Now, the first, as always, the love seekers, the help seekers, users, status seekers, and the revenge seekers. So the white woman is exposed to these kind of Nigerian men, especially when she is navigating or going through the dating pool. Now we need to understand that these different kinds of Nigerian men think about dating white women. Now, if you notice, I didn't mention men with bad experience or experiences like I did with what dating Black American women. The truth is, there are Nigerian men who've got bad experiences with white women, but they don't use it as a reference point to discourage other Nigerians not to date white women. In fact, they were like, oh well, some of them are bad. You also have some of them that are good. They try to create exception for white ladies. This is basically the truth. Now, I will not be talking about the revenge seekers because these guys are these ones who are specialized in hunting white women and getting some kind of settlement because of what their ancestors did to our ancestors. So that's a video for another day. Now let's go straight to the love seekers. Now, the love seekers, they are honest, they're serious, they're intentional, and they are genuine. They just want to fall in love, and color is not a problem. If you're black, you're white, you're pink, so long as they develop something from you, they are ready to go. They come with this clear intention to love and to start something without focusing entirely on the background of the lady in terms of pigmentation. If you happen to be white, so be it. Now, what do they think about white women? One, they think they are perfect, and a lot of them think white women, they love almost unconditionally. Only God can love unconditionally, but almost unconditionally, because for the love seekers, they consider the white women to be perfect, like every other woman they fall in love with. They're happy to embrace the culture, understand the ideology, and also be in a relationship that show people from two different ethnicity. On the other hand, they consider the white women to love in an almost unconditional way. The white woman would love you regardless of your status. You're more likely to see a white woman with a Nigerian man in a remote place where you have no water, no electricity, nothing. A place where maybe civilization hasn't even come, than with uh, a black American lady. I'm not saying there are any black American ladies who do this, but you're more likely to see a white woman in a place that is very remote in Africa than a black American lady or a black lady. You will see the white lady. She will pack her bag up. Some will sell everything they have. Some will quit their jobs and then they relocate to a very remote area to be with the man they've fallen in love with. And these love seekers, they understand this. In fact, some fall in love with these men and they don't even understand themselves. They don't speak the same language. I've seen a case of a lady who is with a man who doesn't even speak English. They communicate through Google Translate, and this is something very peculiar with white ladies. And that's why I use the term a lot of them fall in love, they consider to fall in love or show almost unconditional love. A lot of them go into remote areas and they wed, they go there without any family, nothing, just trusting the guy. They get married to the guy and they are thankful for being in this place. You will see a white lady in a remote area in Africa. She would wake up and say, "Oh, I'm so happy here. There's no water, there's no electricity, there's no toilet. I just love the quietness and everything. I just wake up in the morning, I go to the goat, squeeze the nipple, and I get milk and I eat for breakfast. And then I feed the chicken in the morning with the sound my husband taught me. Ooh, and the chickens they come and then I feed them and they go back to where they used to be. I just love it here. A white woman would talk to you like this. It's difficult to find a black American lady who is coming to live with a Nigerian man in a remote area where you don't have any, thing like water, electricity. She's gonna ask you, "Are you serious? Who do you think I am? You think I'm Flintstone? No, I'm coming to live in the same condition my ancestors live. I know this is 2024. Certainly won't do that. This is something the white woman would do. That's why I said they always show the love seekers see them to possess these futures because there are a lot of them. They come, they go in remote areas and they just want to stay there for the rest of their life. So the next point are the users. So these guys are everywhere and anywhere, just like for the black American women, they are users and they target white women. Now, the white woman is the primary target for these guys. The reason is for them, the white women, they believe they are easily deceived and they have money as opposed to the black ladies who tend to be very difficult. No matter what you tell a black lady, if you tell a black lady something and a black American lady something she doesn't understand, she would want to get answer. She's going to ask, do this and do that. I'm not saying white women don't do this, but the black American ladies are difficult to handle for these users compared to the white ladies. So what do they think about the white ladies? It's very simple. One, they think they're mumu. They think they have money, they think they are lonely, and they think they are stuffed. Now, for those of you who don't know what mumu is, so mumu is a Nigerian slang used to describe a person who acts daft, someone who is, gullible. So the users, they believe they can tell the white lady anything and she will believe. And if you look at one of the underlying factors of romance scam, you notice at some stage the scammer must have promised things that even if you sit down and look at them, you're like, how is this possible? It's impossible, to deliver all these things. But they believe the white woman would see truth in these things. So this is where the mumu stuff comes into play. So how do they achieve this? It's simple. They get their phone, go into social media, different social media platform. They explore different profiles. They try to avoid the young ones. The users try to avoid the young ones because they know these young women can be very difficult. The young white women can be very difficult at times. So they look at a particular profile on social media, they study it, and then they land on a lady who is in most cases way older than them, and they understand that okay, this lady is certainly lonely, she's starved, and she's looking for love. So what do? They go and they start approaching this lady. They start telling her all the nice things she has to hear. And because this lady is lonely, she gives them her time. They figure out, okay, because she's old, maybe she would have some money, she would have some money saved up. Perhaps she's a senior citizen, retired, and all of this. They look at the fact that, okay, this lady is starved. So they start making some of these, sexual advances towards her, promising to satisfy her and all of this. A combination of all of this thrown to the face of this woman. The next thing, she is packing her bags, going to Nigeria to meet these users. She's going there. They've confused her. It's like it just can't be too good to be true. I just have to go see for myself. As soon as she gets to Nigeria, they propose to her, and the next thing, she marries the man. She marries the man with her own money, nothing coming from the man. Now, before then, this woman must have spent a lot of money on the man. Of course, she's dating a younger man, so she has to spend money. So because of this, you know, the man is totally dependent on the woman. That's one of the reasons they pick older women. They pick older women so they can be dependent on the woman. So they spend their time on the woman. The calling, the saying of nice things, making her feel good. It's all full-time job. This is a 9 to 5 job. So in return, the lady has to, take care of them for a job well done. Now the truth is the users will always go for women who are older than them because they know these women, according to them, these women are gullible, most have no experience with black men or African men, not to talk of Nigerian men, especially with the culture. So anything you tell them, they believe. Anything you throw at them, they believe. The young man comes with this idea, the user always comes with this idea that these women are lonely and they're starved. So, what do they do to cure this loneliness and to make them feel special? Is to start calling them nice names, sweet names, do things that would get them aroused and that would in turn bring them over to Nigeria. So for these guys, these women are gullible, they are starved, they are lonely, and they have money. So they pounce on them. Now the next guys on our list are the help seekers. So these guys reach out to you just for assistance. They would scan your profile and then they will reach out with the sole purpose of asking you for assistance. They only and mostly do that to white women. They come to you and they make you understand that, look, um I am a father, or their wife is no longer alive and they have two daughters, they can't pay school fees, they need assistance, or they are running this business and the company got caught fire and they need to, they just tell you something to draw sympathy, and along the line you spend time trying to talk to them, trying to understand the situation, and in that process, because you spend so much time, they start, trying to bring romantic feelings into it. And you, as a white lady, you are thinking, this Nigerian guy is quite different from the other ones they said scammers. And before then, you're contemplating, okay, should I go into a relationship with this guy? You're just going through your mind because he had come to you for help, for assistance, and you want to understand the situation. And some of you, you've given money, some of you said no, some of you would understand the situation and later give. Some of you, from giving money, you started a relationship and all of that. So the big question is, what do they help seekers? What do they think of white ladies? One, they believe you would take anything they tell you. These guys, they know they just need to have a good story and a good script. and you will believe anything they tell you. A lot of them believe that if they speak to at least 10, two will help, two would show sympathy, they will help, and they believe you have money. That's why they come to you. If they don't believe you have money, they wouldn't come to you in the first place to help. So at this point, you are going back and forth, exchanging communication and conversation with the help seeker, and then you perhaps maybe you get confused. A lot of white ladies get confused at this point. It's like, okay, is he trying to seek for help or is he trying to start a romantic relationship? Uh, I've spoken to a lot of you, and I tell you, okay, look, you have to stop this, because the truth is that when you give them or help them, it doesn't stop. A lot of them keep coming back. Oh, my child forgot his leg in school. She was watching movies. As soon as she finished watching movies, she discovered she has three eyes. Now we need to close the other eye so she look like human being. No, they tell you different stories, and then you start thinking like, okay, what does he want? When you start questioning, then you see this help seeker brings out the true color. The next thing you guys start exchanging words, it turns to fight and insult. And then you would put it in your category as, oh, you've been scammed, or you were being, or this guy tried to scam you. So a lot of them bring this story to you. And the next you encounter are the status seekers. Now, these guys are only interested in white women, not because they love the white ladies, it's just because they think the white ladies would help their status quo. Make other gullible Nigerian men, rank them as being important because they are married or they are dating the white woman, which they consider to be a privilege. Now, these men will make it clear to you that they only want white ladies. In fact, some will go far and further just to say, I am interested in a white lady who lives in the USA or Canada or the UK or somewhere in Europe, in the big countries that are economically very strong. They don't just pick white ladies from anywhere, like Bulgaria and Romania and all of this place. So they are specific about it. And these men, they have no regard for black ladies. This kind of men, when they are with black ladies, they really suffer. These black ladies, they will not assist in house chores because it is not part of their tradition. These men will tell the black lady, in my lineage, no man has ever entered the kitchen, no man has cooked or done anything as regards house chores, because it's not in our blood. House chores and cooking is not in our blood. It was not in my father, grandfather, grandfather's father, grandfather's father that was in the same generation with Jesus. It's not in their in our blood. So these women treat these guys, status seeker, they treat black women like crap. But when they are with white women, they automatically turn to chef. They cook anything. In fact, they boast to the white lady how good they cook. Some will say cooking runs in our DNA. My grandfather, in fact, sold the recipe that they used to start Kentucky, fried chicken. If you cut me, I bleed stew and a goosey soup. This man will show and do everything they would not do with a black lady when they are with a white lady, uh, just so that the white lady will be with them, and then they can get this status they want around the gullible black or Nigerian men they're around. These men will be with white ladies who would need recipe to boil hot water. They'll be with white ladies who would watch YouTube video on how to boil egg. So they are status fighters. They have no interest. So what do they think about the white women? Now, the first thing is they help and are very helpful. So they think the white women would help them in everything they want, and the white women are very helpful. Like when they help, they go extra mile. They also believe that the white woman would help them attain that respect they want with their around their friends who are as gullible as them. They're not into love. They just want to be with a white woman because of the respect and the status quo. They still have this colonial mindset around them. Sorry, guys, there's a long video as always. So the big question is, what do white why do white ladies have so many bad experiences with Nigerian men? Why is it that some white ladies, they still have bad experiences with Nigerian men, given that some of them are seen as rich, as helpful, as all of that? Well, the first thing is this: they keep everything a secret. The first point is a lot of white women, after they must have had bad experiences with Nigerian men, either through romance scam, they keep it as their own personal experience and a secret. A lot are not willing to come out and say what they've gone through, or educate people so they don't make the same experience. They act classy about it and calm. Sometimes, some of them will write me and tell me what they've gone through. And I'm like, okay, do you want us to contact the EFCC so they can fight for you? And they're like, nah, I just leave him to karma. I leave him to Nemesis, to, Thanos, Venom, Spider-Man. It will catch up with him eventually someday. But if you notice something about the Black American ladies, when they have a bad experience, they start a campaign immediately. Leondra will tell Keisha will tell Janice will tell Chantel will tell Jamal will tell Kobe. The next thing, Nicole will start a video, explaining how she survived the Nigerian man who's a scammer. And then Tyron will start a video explaining how he also survived the night, how the sister survived the Nigerian man who is a scammer. They make a campaign, to educate other black women about things some of the scammers do. But for the white ladies, they're just like, nah, we just have to keep quiet. A lot are ashamed. They don't want to come talk about the experience. It's like, how is it possible that a lady who's worked in corporate affairs, a professor in a university, and is scammed by a boy who lives in the village without a college degree? It doesn't make sense, right? So a lot of them uh, are very, very quiet about it. And this is why a lot of the white ladies would keep having these bad experiences, because people are not talking about it. You hardly will go on YouTube and see a white lady making a video of what she went through. Once it happens, they just go their way and they don't even talk about it and stuff. So that's the way they handle it. So when they don't talk about it or share some of these things within their community, it repeats itself in the lives of other people. And next thing is unrealistic relationship. Unrealistic relationship is very common with white ladies. You will see relationship that when you see it, you would even be confused. You'll be thinking, is this the woman and the adopted son? Did she come to Africa to adopt the son? Until you find them kissing and you're like, wait a minute, are they romantically involved? You will see a white woman dating a Nigerian man she can give birth to, or even give birth to the father of the Nigerian man. You will see that and you're totally confused. This is something very rare with the Black American ladies. A lot of white ladies don't care about age, which is very good. To them, age is a number, it doesn't stop love. The format and pattern has always been the same. White women would do everything to go down to Nigeria as the Prince Charming and rescue the Nigerian man who is a damsel in distress. There's a change in role. So you'll find a white lady who is in her 60s, dating a Nigerian man who is in his 20s, because she feels nice about him and they are totally in love. But the truth is that at the long run, it doesn't work because what happens when that Nigerian man says, okay, you can't give me what a younger lady can give me, and I want a younger lady. What will you do? You go make plastic surgery? That's not possible. Another point is gullible, or gullibilism. Some white ladies, some of them are gullible when they date these Nigerian men who are users, especially when they meet the romance scammers, the ones who just are interested for paper, money, and visa. To these women, all you need to do is to tell them everything these scammers perceive they are lacking. They perceive they are lonely. They perceive maybe no one tells them nice things. What they just do is that they just fill these women up with these things they lack. These women are deficient of love. So these guys, they come into their life and they tell them everything they want to hear. And this lady is happy. And from this gullible behavior, these guys, approach them, scam them, and then they get bad experience. Another question, another thing is not understanding the sacredness of marriage. Marriage for we Nigerians is sacred. It's not something we just wake up and do because we are under threat. If you if you guys know the amount of work we put in Nigeria before we get married, if you know the amount of work we put in between families before we get married, you will understand that you don't just wake up, fly into a country, meet a guy you've been speaking with for 4 years for the first time, and then you're getting married to him. You don't just wake up and go marry somebody who is younger than your kids because the guy has given you example of Emmanuel Macron. Last time I checked, Emmanuel Macron is not Nigerian. They should show you one Nigerian who has basically done this because it is destroying a lot and leaving a lot of white ladies with horrible experiences, especially when you come to them and tell them, don't go in for this guy. You can't give him kids. This guy hasn't had kids. You see the white lady still hoping that maybe they will adopt or maybe they'll find a surrogate mother and all of this. Even at that, the Nigerian man wants to feel the presence of a young and vibrant woman. So, other things that are important in the sacredness of marriage is the ability to produce. Very important if you're going to do anything with a Nigerian man. Cooking, you can't cook, you have no plans in the kitchen. You will not enjoy your marriage so much with Nigerian men. You don't agree to gender roles, domestic and house chores. Nigerian man will not come and clean and serve you. He would not do that. His ancestors did it. He would not do that to you. So this brings us to the question: what do Nigerians back home think of white women? We think nothing but positive towards you. A lot of white women live in Nigeria, even without being married to Nigerian men. Nigerians love everyone, irrespective of your color. We welcome you in Nigeria. You can come, visit, interact with our locals, get charged or pay more compared to the locals, which is normal. I mean, you're white, you have more money, and you would be asked by a lot of people to marry them, which is normal because, of course, they have to leave the country. With all these love and encomium, we would shower you when you come to Nigeria. We would also love you while you're going back to help us take some Nigerian men with you who are struggling. Like, definitely, you will find one, so they can come to your country and have a better life. So, guys, as always, please, if you've got a question, you can write me on hometruth86@gmail.com on the number on your screen if you want to chat on WhatsApp. Please like, share, subscribe. Sorry, it's a long video. Home Truth Nigeria. Peace out.